Over the years, Korea has developed into a bustling country filled with modern buildings and streets. But have you ever wondered what came before all the skyscrapers and PC bombs? Stay glued to your seat, because we're about to give you a blast to the past of Korea.
Hey Sarah, I've just escaped from the heart of the city and I'm about to plunge into some 100 years of Korean history. Follow me.
As we passed by the numerous old pots and tourists taking our first steps into the village, we were met by subtle reminders of the past. People stopped by the wishing tree to send their wishes up to the ancestral gods.
So, what did you guys wish for today?
I wish that I get good grades in school.
And what is it like being in this, place so far?
It's fun. There are a lot of stores here, and I like the wishing thing. I thought it was really cool.
So, along with everyone else, we hitched our own wishes onto the tree so that the gods may grant us all 5s and APs. After the wishing tree, we headed for a rousing performance of 농악, Korea's traditional farmer's dance.
농악은 일단 농사를 지을 때 다 끝나고 힘들고 이럴 때 같이 어울리면서 놀고 그런 거거든요.
Drumming is at the center of 농악, with each group including a gong, hourglass, and barrel drum player. Advanced performers wearing sangmo, hats with long ribbons that they can spin in elaborate patterns, also add to 농악's beauty. In the west side of the village, a man walked on a tightrope, performing 줄타기, a traditional court dance held in royal palaces to entertain kings or plain civilians like us. Techniques range from jumping forward to a heart-quivering hop up and down on the rope, causing worried screams from the crowd. Next up on this list of exciting events is 마상무예, where performers strike various martial art poses on galloping horses. Traditionally performed at village festivals, these daring performers also sparked winces and strikes from the cheering crowd. We then enter the nobleman's house to view a traditional Korean wedding. First, the groom bows 2 times, and both the bride and the groom bow to each other. After the bowing, the bride and the groom take a tour around the village, receiving congratulating words from the crowd.
So, what's the best part about this folk village?
Well, we've just seen the traditional wedding, and that was really cool. That was really nice to see that.
After the delightful series of performances, we headed for the northern part of the village to really get to know the traditional Korean life. Whether it was the rich nobleman's house or the poor farmer's house, the folk village was full of action. Visitors eagerly participated in activities such as 맷돌, a traditional grinder, 절구, an old mortar and a pestle, and even old methods of laundry and a frame carrier. Some of the more popular activities were the old silk production carried out by 2 professional women and the ever-popular games of Korea. Playing the popular traditional games and even visiting the house of an average civilian, we truly felt like we were back in the Joseon dynasty. With our stomachs growling, We enter the traditional market where villagers socialize and gather to have some spinach pancakes and good old-fashioned rice wine.
It's the taste of home.
After the satisfying meal, we made a last detour to the old Korean government. Behind the elaborate doors, people lined up to try the free traditional clothes provided by the folk village. In the courtyard, we were met by the old equipment of interrogation and could not walk by without experiencing it ourselves.
Wow, I really don't feel like going back to the 21st century now. But sadly, back to you, Sarah.
So I hope after watching this video, you got a better idea of how Koreans lived back in the days before the entrance of iPods, cell phones, and computers. This was Sarah Jang and Yusun Chin, PTV. Thank you for watching.
To visit the Korean folk village, or Han국 Minsok-chon, ride a bus 5001-1 from Gangnam Station or get off at Minsok-chon Samgori.